You there, Mike? I made my way in. Found some sort of administrative room. It's a total mess here.
Shit. They were really rushing out of there, weren't they? All right. Head to the dome. It might be your only way down.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into Ill, the upcoming first-person survival horror game that absolutely shocked everyone at the summer 2025 showcases. If you've been craving a real horror experience, one that blends cinematic dread, next-gen visuals, and gut-wrenching realism, this might just be the one you've been waiting for. Ill is being developed by Team Cloud, a small studio made up of horror movie veterans, people who used to create gruesome special effects for films. Now they've brought brought that twisted expertise into gaming. They've teamed up with Munfish Powerhouse, the studio behind Atomic Heart, which gave them the budget, tools, and production power to turn Ill from a small dream project into a full-scale next-gen horror game. It's running on Unreal Engine 5, and the goal is simple: to make you feel fear not just visually, but physically, through every sound, every flicker of light, and every terrifying decision you'll have to make. So here's the story, at least what we know so far. Ill takes place in a remote Eastern European-style fortress that looks like part research facility, part decaying prison. Something horrible has awakened inside its walls. You play as a lone protagonist, someone fighting through this nightmare for a personal reason. The devs say his main goal is to save what matters most. That single line says a lot. This isn't just random carnage. There's emotional weight behind every shot fired and every scream you'll hear. As of right now, there's no release date confirmed. Ill is coming to PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S, but the team says they won't rush it. They want the quality to speak for itself, and honestly, that's fine, because everything we've seen so far already looks insane. Now let's talk gameplay, and this is where things get intense. Ill mixes survival horror tension with physics-driven chaos. Ammo is limited, your weapons can jam, you'll need to craft, repair, and make tough choices about what to carry. Sometimes the smartest option is to run, not fight. But when you do pull the trigger, the results are horrifyingly realistic. Dismemberment isn't just for show, it's an actual gameplay mechanic. If you shoot a creature's arm off, it'll react to the pain. It might stumble, scream, or even mutate into something worse. And sometimes, killing one enemy can literally create another. The gore isn't random, it's part of the ecosystem of horror. Every encounter in Ill feels like a small war. You'll walk into a room, start a firefight, and by the end of it, the environment will be completely destroyed. Barrels topple, furniture breaks, the floor is slick with blood. It's all physics-based and unpredictable. The devs said they wanted every fight to leave the world changed. So when the silence comes afterward, you feel the exhaustion. But here's the really clever part. I'll also take your weapons away at times. Some sections force you to survive without a gun, using stealth and fear instead of firepower. It keeps you constantly on edge. You never feel safe even when you're armed. Let's talk about the visuals, because Ill is easily one of the best looking horror games out there right now. Unreal Engine 5 lets them build dense, disgusting, living environments. The lighting is brutal, flickering bulbs, soaked concrete, reflections on wet floors, and shadows that swallow you whole. The monsters are grotesque beyond words. Twisted, fleshy shapes that look like something halfway between a human and a nightmare. Imagine the thing mixed with Resident Evil 7 and you're getting close. And the sound design? Just as terrifying. Ill uses full binaural audio, so if you're wearing headphones, you'll hear the monsters breathing behind you. The devs want players to feel surrounded, to hear every rattle of metal, every echoing scream, every bullet casing that hits the ground. When something growls from the dark, your brain will trick you into turning around. At its core, Ill is about realism and immersion. The team isn't trying to make a jump scare simulator. They're trying to make horror feel real. They've even said that horror only works when the world itself feels believable. That's why you'll notice grounded details everywhere. Realistic weapon recoil, authentic sound echoes, heavy player movement, and a sense that your character isn't some superhero, but a terrified human just trying to survive. Now, about the story, it's mostly under wraps, but we do know it's personal. The protagonist is connected to the outbreak or the monsters in some way. The devs hinted that the word Ill itself ties directly to the story. It's not just a cool title. Some fans think the main character might actually be infected with whatever created the creatures, meaning you're fighting not just external enemies, but your own transformation. Others think Ill might refer to a scientific experiment gone wrong. Maybe the facility was trying to cure disease or create regeneration tech, and it backfired horribly. Either way, it's clear that the line between man and monster will blur as the game progresses. Fans have already started piecing together theories based on the trailers. Some think the person you're trying to save could actually be a loved one who's already infected. Imagine discovering that the final boss is someone you came to rescue. Others believe the monsters might be remnants of Cold War biological experiments. Given the Eastern European vibe of the fortress, that theory doesn't sound too far-fetched. But whether it's a virus, a curse, or something even stranger, the mood of Ill is one of total hopelessness. You're not a superhero saving the world, you're one desperate soul trying to survive long enough to find answers, or die trying. Now let's talk about the community hype. because this game has exploded online. For years, Ill was just a rumor. People doubted it even existed, but after the 2025 reveal trailer, everything changed. The internet went wild. Horror fans called it the most brutal FPS and the scariest looking game of the decade. Every major gaming outlet covered it. Reaction videos blew up, and for good reason. The trailer didn't just show pre-rendered footage, it showed working gameplay running an engine. Right now, the expectations are high, but cautiously optimistic. People want three things from Ill: performance and polish. With all that physics and destruction, players want smooth gameplay without jank or bugs. The devs promise horror that sticks with you, not just cheap jumps. Fans want all those crazy dismemberment and AI features to actually be in the final game, not toned down. If Team Clout delivers on those three things, Ill could easily become one of the defining horror games of this generation. The kind of title people mention alongside Dead Space, Silent Hill 2, or Resident Evil 4. And here's what I personally think. The story will probably end in tragedy. The title Ill isn't just about monsters, it's about humanity's sickness, our obsession with control, our fear of decay. I wouldn't be surprised if the protagonist realizes he's infected all along, and that the thing he's been trying to save was doomed from the start. That would fit perfectly with the game's tone. Sad, violent, and human. To wrap it up, Ill is shaping up to be something truly special. A horror experience that looks AAA, feels indie, and bleeds personality. It's raw, it's ambitious, and it's being made by people who clearly love the genre. If you've been missing that feeling of dread, the kind where your palms sweat and you don't want to turn the next corner, I'll keep this one on your radar. So now I want to hear from you. Are you excited for Ill? What do you think the story's really about? Do you think the main character is infected, or is he just trying to save someone who is? Let me know your theories in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives into upcoming horror titles, and ring the bell so you don't miss future updates. Thanks for watching, stay safe, keep your flashlight charged, and whatever you do, don't look behind you. Thanks for watching, see you next time.